What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host, Tyler, and today I'm going to be updating the Ichimoku technical analysis for all the major market indices for the month of February 2024. Let's hop in. Okay, guys, well, we're going to get started here with the S&P 500 on the monthly chart. And so, as you guys can see, we have price, which is closed above the Tenkan and the Kijun-sen. So right now, according to Ichimoku, we are trending in a bullish trend, right? So we have the Tenkan-sen pointing up, we have the Kijun-sen pointing up, and we also have Senko Span A and B both pointing up. So this market, once we broke this resistance level, which I now have marked as support, this is the $4,818 level. Once we broke that level, all these lines started pointing up. So guys, the S&P 500 is bullish right now, and I'm expecting a blow-off top heading into this zone here. So between June 2024 and January 2025, I'm expecting the market to reach up to this trend line here, which is the dotted pink line. And I'm expecting that to happen closer to June. And I think we're going to see this mark a top of the S&P 500. And I think we're going to see a huge sell-off after heading into the election. So that's what I'm thinking right now, guys. And I'm going to show you some more detail on the weekly chart. And just put this here. Okay, guys. So let's get a little more detail on the weekly chart. And I'm going to just turn off the drawings real quick. So according to Ichimoku, we're also trending on the weekly chart. We have the Tenkan-sen pointing up. We've got the Kijun-sen pointing up, Senko Span A and B both pointing up, and we have a strong structure now in the Kumo cloud. Now, this is the resistance level we broke that I spoke about earlier. And now I turn my drawings back on, and you can see that here I have the Fibonacci time cycles here, which are the vertical yellow dotted lines. And that is aligning with around June 2024. So I'm expecting, so look, this has been grooving with the swing high, the swing low. Now this is going to be our next swing high up here, and I would be selling into the strength of this market. So I expect us to at least reach the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, and that's around the 5,219 level. So expect to see that level for sure this year. But as the market becomes a little bit more irrational, we could see the market go much higher. And, this market could actually go from, this, I'd say 1 would be the first conservative target, the 1.272 to the 1.68. This zone here would be the next risky level. And then this could be the ultimate extreme top of the market. So that's around 6,800. So anytime, pretty much any price bumping into this major trend line here, which I've drawn in from this top to this top, would be a good place to take profits if you have equities. So I would be looking, this year to be taking profit. And then I would expect a significant downturn in equities after that. So let's get back to the weekly chart that we're looking at. So we broke out of the Kumo cloud down here. So we have 3 out of the 3 bullish Sanyoko Kyoten signals, right? We have a gold cross, we have the Chico span, which is the yellow line here above the candles, and then we had price break Senko Span B, which is this thick white line here. And now we've had an N wave form above the Kumo to get us a nice Kumo cloud structure. So guys, this is a bullish trending market on the weekly, and I'm expecting further upside like I mentioned. We have the N wave already. This Fibonacci extension is measured off of this N wave. And so, expect further upside, guys, heading into this year. And like I said, anything moving in towards June is going to be an overheated market, and I would be very careful at these levels. And now, guys, I'm going to go on and show you, this is called SH. Let's go back to the monthly real quick. So this is the ProShares Short ETF fund. And I want to just show you that I'm using this fund to also help predict the next turning point in the market, which is around June from what I see on the S&P chart. Now I look and I get some confluence on this chart as well. So let's dive into that. So guys, here on the monthly chart, you can see that since the stock market's been going up, this fund is for going short against equities. So this is going down, right? So this is a bearish trend. You can see that we have a really thick Kumo cloud, and we have the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, Senko span A and B are all pointing down. So this should be inverse to the stock market, and that's what we see here, right? And so you can see that on the monthly chart. And now if I turn on the weekly chart and I show you these are the Taito Tsuchi cycles. So I measure from this bottom here to this bottom, and we get 25 bars. Now from this bottom to this bottom, we got 22 bars. And so from this bottom to the next bottom puts us, if we use the same number here, 22, which it could be anywhere from 22 to 25 since that was our last two cycles. And we allow up to 1 to 2 periods of discrepancy. So it could be, it could be 20, it could be 24. It's going to be around the same amount of bars though. So that's what we're looking for. And so if I copy this 22 and I put it and move it into the future, this is showing us around May 28th, 2024. So this could be the bottom. And if we measure this M wave on a Fibonacci extension, that's putting us down here at the $10.69 level on this furthest 1.618 extension level. So heading into, also has confluence heading into June, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. So just keep that in mind. If you want to short the market, you can do it through this ProShares short S&P 500. But obviously, you would probably want to make sure you confirm the trend on the Ichimoku, which, if you look at the monthly and the weekly, this is quite a lot of overhead resistance. So you can't confirm that trend yet, but we might be able to time the top and bottom using this confluence here. So that's just one idea I want to show you guys. And now we're going to move on to the next market. Okay guys, here we are, NASDAQ 100 index on the monthly. And this is quite similar, like I usually mention each time. This is very similar to the chart on the S&P 500. And so as you can see, we had price close above the Tenkan-sen. Let me just clean this up. So the Tenkan-sen's pointing up, this is the blue line. We have the Kijun-sen flat, Senko span A is pointing up, and Senko span B is pointing flat. Now guys, once we break this resistance level here, which is this previous candle, all the lines will be turning up. So this overall is a bullish market. We broke out of this resistance level here, which is now support, and that's the 16,764 level. And now, based on this N wave, the Fibonacci extension, our first target is going to be at the $19,549 level. Now, I'm expecting to be moving into these price levels heading into May and June. This is exactly like the previous chart we just mentioned, and the conservative target is going to be this one level. Anything above that is going to be a little bit more risky, and then anything getting up to this upper trend line is going to be probably the blow off top. Now we could see price even reach up to here, which is the 2.414 Fibonacci extension level, and that's at 27,314. But at this point, this market is going to be very overheated, and I would expect after May and June some significant downside risk in the equities markets. So I would really caution you guys to be careful. We could see a major market panic after June this year, heading into January 2025, as this could mark a significant top in the equities markets. So just to warn you guys, that's my thesis right now. So be careful. Don't get trapped, is basically what I'm saying. So now let's look on the weekly chart. Okay guys, so let me clean it up again. On the weekly chart, price is just about to close above this doji here. So sometimes the doji can signify a retracement is about to happen in the market. So if you look at this one, this little tiny spinning top doji here, and then we had a gap down retracement. But right now, guys, the market's looking very strong and looking like it's about to break the resistance of this doji. And so once we do break that, all these Ichimoku lines will be pointing up. So right now, everything's flat. The Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, Senko Span A and B are all flat. But overall, this is a bullish market, and this is a strong bullish Kumo cloud structure on the weekly. Now, in terms of technicalities, we had 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Kyoten signals, which are the Ichimoku trend signals. We had a gold cross here. We have the Chico spans above the candle, and we had price break the Kumo cloud and then form an N wave up. So this is a trending market on the weekly, according to Ichimoku, and this is a strong trend. Now, that's why, guys, I'm expecting further upside heading into May and June, and that's based on these time cycles here. So if I do Taito Suchi, if I measure from this top to this swing bottom, that's 14 bars or 98 days. Now, if I measure from this bottom and project that out, we should be getting a reversal soon. But if not, we could just be continuing up on this N wave, and that we project that time cycle out one more time, and that's where we get this measurement here, which is showing us, and also with the Fibonacci time cycles here, which are the vertical yellow dotted lines, we have a confluence and a possible turning point in the market in between May 2024 and June 2024, which, guys, we already saw that on the SPX and the SH. So all this confluence is just building more evidence for this case. So guys, keep an eye on this. Be careful this year. I'm expecting a blow off top and then a panic after, possibly a market crash in equities. So be careful. I'm gonna obviously keep updating this analysis each month. This is not to scare anybody, but this could be quite a significant year for equities markets. So just keep an eye on that and keep checking back in on the analysis. Okay guys, here we are. This is the Nifty 500 on the monthly chart. And so overall, guys, price closed above the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen. The Tenkan-sen's pointing up. Kijun-sen is starting to flatten out. The Senko Span A is pointing up, and the Senko Span B is also pointing up, but starting to flatten out. And so if you see on the monthly candle here, we have a small doji candle forming. So I do expect in the short to medium term a pullback into this retracement level here, which is around 17,754. This will be the first support level to watch, but we could see a retracement even back down to these lower levels here around the 0.5 or 0.618 Fibonacci retracement levels. So keep an eye on that, guys. But overall, this is a bullish market. And if we had price dip below here, but now, we have 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Kyoten signals. We had a gold cross, the Ichimoku, the Chico span above the candles, and we had price break out of the Kumo cloud again. So overall, this is a strong bullish structure on the Kumo cloud. And if we look on the weekly chart and we measure the Taito Suchi, so from here to here, we have from this top to this top, we had 61 bars. From this top to this top, which we're starting to get a top here on the monthly, which looked like the doji, we have 61 bars. And so we could get a retracement and then another N wave back up. And then this will be the target here, which is the conservative target at the 1 Fibonacci extension level, which is based on this N wave here. And that's at 22,708. So overall, guys, this market is bullish. And I expect further upside after retracement in the short to medium term. Okay, now we're on Bitcoin US dollar on the monthly chart. And now I've made this chart logarithmic to show you guys my Elliott wave count. And so right now, guys, this is monthly chart. These are all the swing high and lows. And so we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, guys, in Elliott wave theory, usually a sequence is made up of 5 waves, and then you get an ABC correction. And so I strongly believe that we're in the ABC correction right now. We have a double top here. So notice something, guys. A lot of people are going to be telling you that Bitcoin is going to the moon, right? It's going to go to $100,000, $1 million. But I'm just going to be showing you guys the evidence that I find in the charts. And so, look, this was wave 1, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you notice something different about these tops, right? Here we have a double top. So that's pretty significant. Here we didn't have a double top. We didn't have a double top here. And now we've had a retracement back up to the 0.618 based on this Fibonacci retracement, which I'm going to draw that in for you guys real quick. So let me find that real quick. So if I draw this retracement in from the top to the bottom, and I zoom in on this for you guys, you can see that we've been rejected here at the 0.618 level, which was 48,555, okay? So we haven't crossed that level. Now, in terms of Ichimoku, we have a death cross here, and then we had another gold cross, right? So this is a ranging market here, but we're starting to get another Kumo cloud twist, right? So overall, this is showing a lot of indecision in the market. And usually when we're met with indecision in the market, if the market's been going up and then we get indecision, usually that marks a turning point and the market heads in the opposite direction. And that's also, you know, a doji candle, especially this double doji, shows that there's going to be an explosive move once this range gets broken. So it could be to the upside, it's possible, but I still expect this to be a wave C correction eventually, and I'm betting on further downside in Bitcoin US dollar. Now let's go to the weekly. So here you guys can see, look, this was wave 5. Here was the double top. This is the A, B, and C correction. And so guys, if we get a C correction, you see this long Senko span B that's nice and flat here, and this level here. So if we break below this support level here, which is around 36,268, the next major support level here on the monthly is down here at these levels, and so that's around $10,000. So there's a huge gap, and we could see some pretty strong downside on this. You know, the crypto market is pretty volatile, so you know, expect the unexpected. But from what I'm seeing in the charts right now, that's what I'm seeing. And let's go to the weekly for more detail. So now guys, I'm going to turn off this Fibonacci retracement. I've already showed you that. Now I want to show you one more thing. So in terms of, so now I have this is a Gann fan. So here was the top on the 5th wave. Here was the A leg of the correction. Now this is the B, right? And you can see that we've been getting resisted here on this fan. Now let me turn off the logarithmic and let me put it back to regular. There we go. That's better. Okay. So as you can see guys, on this 4-to-1 angle on the Gann fan, we got resisted, and this is what we called out in last month's analysis. So you can see this really giant wick here. You can see we've just been ranging here, and I'm expecting that once price bumps back into this line, it's either going to break up or it's going to break down, and I'm expecting to the downside. So you know guys, this is all based on Elliott wave theory. You know, sometimes you just have to gather evidence. I know that a lot of people probably want to hear that Bitcoin's going to 100,000, but I don't see that evidence yet. And so until I see that evidence, I got to be reporting back to you on the truth of what I'm finding in the markets. So you know, this was a lot of resistance here, and I'm expecting further downside in the markets. Now, in terms of fundamental news, we have a trial going on. It's Copa versus Wright, and it begins tomorrow, which is February 5th, 2024. And this, in my opinion, is going to be a quite significant trial, and it could either be significant or detrimental to the future price of Bitcoin. And now guys, I'm not going to go into the whole history of the trial and what's going on with that. But I do want to talk about something here, this headline, Meta quits Copa coalition ahead of Satoshi trial showdown. So basically Meta terminates its Copa membership, stirring rumors of trouble brewing ahead of the Copa vs. Wright trial. So guys, I'm going to link this article below. But yeah, let me just read the first paragraph. So the Crypto Open Patent Alliance, COPA, launched in 2020, representing a unified front by tech firms such as Coinbase and MicroStrategy to enable the royalty-free sharing of patented crypto technologies. However, ahead of the Copa vs. Wright trial, which intends to test Craig Wright's Bitcoin copyright holder claim, social media platform Meta made a shock termination of its membership. Meta's sudden withdrawal from Copa has fueled speculation about the upcoming UK High Court trial, especially since Copa soundly rejected a settlement offer made by Craig Wright to end legal proceedings. So guys, I'm going to link this article, but this could be quite big news. Meta was probably one of the most important members of Copa, and to see them drop out, it leads a lot of people to speculate, what do they know about the trial? Have they, are they afraid that they're going to lose and they don't want to be bothered with this anymore? A lot of people are speculating about this, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below if you think this is a big deal or not. For me, I'm not really sure, and it doesn't really matter. I include the fundamental news as a little cherry on the top, but whatever, the closest thing to reality, guys, you have to remember, is the current price. And so the charts are going to give us the closest to reality, and all this other stuff is just fundamental news that's lagging behind the current price action in the charts. So, you know my bias in the Bitcoin US dollar chart already. Does Facebook, does Meta know something that we don't know? I don't know, but you guys let me know what you think. And if you're still with me, guys, I just want to thank you for liking and subscribing. It really helps me and my family. So we really appreciate it, and thanks a lot for tuning in this week. And we hope to see you again next month for the analysis. And if you like to trade Forex, also check out my weekly Forex analysis. Now guys, let's move on to BSV USD, which is the project of Craig Wright, who's also in the trial. So we're going to check out the chart of that and see how it looks compared to Bitcoin's chart. Okay, this is BSV US dollar on the monthly. And so guys, overall monthly, this is bearish. We have a bearish Kumo cloud here. But I'm starting to get an indicator here from this gray rabbit Gann line, which is my own proprietary indicator that I made. And so this is showing me a change in momentum of the market. You've seen that we have a nice long wick here, and now we've had price retrace up to this Kijinsen here. So we're going to be waiting for a gold cross base, the Ichimoku gold cross, the Chico span to cross the candles, and the price to break out of this Senko span B, right? So we still have a long way to go, but I'm going to show you guys on the weekly chart why I think that we're at the very beginning of a new trend in the bullish direction. So if you look on the weekly chart here, we have a gold cross, Chico span above the candles, and we've broken the Senko span B, which is the thick white line. So we have 3 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals showing that this market is bullish. Now we had a nice impulsive candle up and a nice retracement back to the 0.5, or actually we went back to the to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level here. So I am expecting, since this support is holding now, it seems like we have a doji candle forming, which is showing that the support is starting to hold. So I'm expecting this to be an N wave up. Now, let's see. So guys, what I want to say is if we base a Fibonacci extension on this N wave here, our next target is going to be up here around the $250 level, which is right up here around the top of this flat Senko span B area. So that's the next target. Then the short-term target is going to be $146, and then $250, like I just mentioned, and then the major resistance is up here at $480. So guys, if this is the beginning of a new trend, like I suspect, there's quite a significant amount of upside potential for this pair. Now, one thing I'm going to show you too, so we have these Fibonacci time cycles in, right? So we could be seeing, by next year, prices breaking out of these levels. Now, regarding the Copa versus Wright trial, that could also affect this pair in a very strong way, almost parabolically. So now I don't know that for certain. This is all speculation, but I can assume that if Craig Wright if he wins the trial and is able to enforce the patents, that's going to be detrimental to the price of Bitcoin, and it's going to be very good for the price of BSV. So this is this is a very speculative pair, but if you measure this one-to-one move, so if we measure from this top to this bottom, and if we break out of this base here and we get a one-to-one move, that would put the price, and also if we hit on this top of this trend line here, that would put price up near around $12,000, $686. So, guys, like I mentioned, this is very speculative, but we do see a trend forming here on the weekly. So if we catch this trend early, we could get a very significant payout for being early to spot the trend. So I highly recommend looking into this, at least, just to try and educate yourself. If you hold Bitcoin and you want to hedge your bets, you could think about putting a position on this. You can read about both and form your opinion. I'm going to link a video that explains the history of Bitcoin and BSV. This was a really good video that I found, and this is from BSV Search, so shout out to them. The title is How Bitcoin Was Hijacked, The Hidden Shift from Satoshi's Vision. Now, this is probably one of the best, most concise videos that I've found about the evolution of Bitcoin Core, its donors, what changed to the protocols, the difference between Bitcoin and BSV. So if you really want to do a deep dive, I highly recommend watching this video, at least just to familiarize yourself with what's going on in the space. But either way, guys, we do have a trend forming here on the weekly chart. So this is definitely a pair that I would be watching out for. And we have the Kumo cloud starting to gain some steam. So if this support holds and we get an N wave, and let's say we break, hold on, let me put in the resistance level. So the resistance level is at $112. If we can break and close above that, that's going to confirm this trend on the weekly chart. And so that's, this is going to be the first wave of the trend. And I'm expecting the next wave up to be pretty significant and also coinciding with the result of the trial. So keep an eye on this pair, guys, BSV, USD, and yep, that's what I got. Let me know what you guys think, though, because I know that this is this is a hot topic. A lot of people think that Craig Wright is a fraud. I'm not really sure. All I know is that I'm looking at the chart and that this is bullish, so I'm going to be paying attention to this pair. Okay, US oil on the monthly. So we had price resisted up here at the Kijun-sen, which is the green line. We have 2 out of the 3 bearish Senyoku Gyokoten signals. And so we have a death cross here. We have the Chico span coming below the candles, but we have not broken the Senko span B, which is really flat here. So this is a very strong support level here. As you can see, we had a double bottom here with these 2 wicks, and now we formed a higher low. So guys, I'm under the impression that this is going to be an N wave up, and that we have found support here around this level here, which was the $64 level. And so we're going to need to wait for a break above this $94 level to confirm the N wave up. Now, let me turn my drawings on. Let's go to the weekly. So, and one more thing, guys. So if we measure this N wave here, look, we've had a nice deep retracement back to the 0.786 level. So this still is a ranging market here. We can't confirm this N wave until we break out of this resistance level up here. But if we measure that N wave, I'm expecting the price heading into January 2025, after it consolidates, to be heading back up again. And so if we look on the weekly chart, I'm going to show you guys this Gann fan that I've drawn in. So as you guys can see, look, so we had this double top up here. We broke the 45-degree angle on the Gann fan. So guys, when the price is above this angle here, it's trending very strong. Now, when price breaks below, that shows that we're losing momentum on the trend. And so you saw we broke through the Kumo cloud. We got the bearish Kumo cloud twist, and we had a bearish trend for quite some time after these two tops here. Now, this 2-to-1 Gann line didn't hold as support, but you do see some action around it. But now we've broken back down, and I'm expecting price to just keep consolidating until we bump into this line again. And so if I measure from right now to there, it says about 175 days. So, we could just be consolidating in this range here this year. But I'm expecting to break out of this range once we get closer to this angle, this Gann angle on the 3-to-1. And I'm expecting price to reach back up around 2025 up to the 1.272 Fibonacci extension level. And now that's going to put the price of oil around $107 per barrel. So, this is something we got to keep an eye on, guys. As you have noticed, there's a lot of geopolitical tension around the world. There's been a lot of things going on with a lot of the major shipping canals, like I mentioned in last month's analysis. But also too, the unemployment rate is growing in the US. And so this could also be lessening the demand for oil in the short to medium term. And so that's why I think we're going to have this consolidation, and then we're going to blast off and then find support on this line and head back up in this direction. So keep an eye on this market, guys. But for the remainder of this year, I just expect a lot of ranging around these price levels. But now if we break below the $64 level, or we break above this $94 level, that's going to confirm the trend in either the bullish or bearish directions. So yep, we're going to keep an eye on that. But yeah, guys, just keep checking back each month, and I'm going to be updating this analysis. Okay, guys, gold, US dollar on the monthly. So, from our thesis earlier about the equities markets, I'm expecting the precious metal markets to be retracing into the top of the equities markets. So as we reach our top that we called out earlier in the equities, somewhere between May and June, I'm expecting precious metals to be cooling off and to be retracing down to this level. So this is gold. I'm expecting a retracement back to the 1881 level, which is at the Kijun-sen. So if I turn off this drawing, you can see the Kijun-sen's flat. So the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Senko Span A and B are all flat. Now, overall, this is bullish. So we had 3 out of the 3 Senyoku code signals. We had the gold cross, we had the Chikou span come above the candles, and we had price break out of the Kumo cloud and Senko Span B, which is this thick white line. Now, we've also formed an N wave, and we've had a nice support here in the cloud between the Senko Span A and B. And now we had price try and close above this resistance level here, right? We're very close. So this is showing me that the market wants to break out soon. But as equities markets are forming the top, I think this is going to be retracing back down into these levels here. So look for the first support level here at the Tenkan-sen, which is 1,978. And then the next support level is going to be down here at 1882. So I'm looking for a retracement down here. And then I'm expecting that to be an N wave back up and break out finally. And so that's also going to put us with another touch here on this trend line. Now, on the weekly chart, let's take a look at it again too. So you can see, guys, on the weekly, we have a really thin Kumo cloud. And so this can't really be trusted yet. And we have some really long wicks from this overhead resistance here at the $2,146 level. So I'm expecting this retracement back to the cloud, and then an N wave back up in a breakout once we start to get the trouble in the equities markets. And so that's going to be after June 2024. Expect the beginning of the bull market in precious metals to be officially breaking out around that time. So that's what I've got so far, guys. And then I want to just show you from fundamental news. The headline was central bank gold purchases indicate revaluation plans, new monetary paradigm. Will the U.S. join it? And that is an article that I found from Kitco. And so I'm just going to read the first paragraph. An inexplicit but seemingly coordinated push by most of the world's central banks to increase their gold holdings could mean revaluation is in the cards, and as the United States enters an election year, it also becomes the biggest wild card for the future of sovereign debt, national currencies, and the role of gold, according to William Middlecoop, founder of the Commodity Discovery Fund. I'm going to link that in the description below, guys. It was an interesting article, and I am too under the belief that since the US debt levels are becoming unsustainable, we will soon see a gold revaluation, and that explains a lot of these central banks increasing their gold reserves. So when will that be? I'm not sure. But if we look in these charts, we're going to see further upside in the precious metal markets. I've explained to you guys the cup and handle pattern that we see here, and you can see it here also. So we need to be patient, but I do agree with that statement that a gold revaluation is closer than a lot of people think. So yeah, keep an eye on this precious metal markets later this summer, and once we start to get trouble with equities, I do think we'll see a flight to safety in the precious metal markets as more 60-40 portfolios, stocks and bonds look to diversify into something a little bit safer. So keep an eye on that, guys. That's gold US dollar. Okay, silver US dollar on the monthly chart. Now guys, this chart is also shaping up to be quite similar to the gold chart. As the equities markets move into a top, I'm expecting price to be on the retracement. And so, if we look at the monthly chart though from an Ichimoku standpoint, right now we have the Chico span just tracing the candles, and so we're just stuck in between this range right now. And so we have the overhead resistance up here at the $30 level, and we have the support down here at the $17 level. Now, if you guys notice the long flat white line here, that's the Senko span B. And so when this gets really flat and long like that, this shows that this is a really solid support level. So this is the $20 level. So this is formed a pretty formidable support level. And if you look at this trend line, you can see that now we have a major trend line forming, and the point on the trend line is at the $20 level. Now, as the equity markets top, this is a look at the weekly chart. And so I have a Ganfan drawn on here. And guys, now look at how the 2-to-1 angle here has acted like support. So here we have a nice long wick, but then price was supported on this line. A nice long wick, price was supported on this line. So I'm thinking either we're going to get supported on this line again, but if we don't and we break through this line and we close below it, expect price to head back down to this $21 level. So around $21 to $20 would be a really good spot to look for an entry, because overall this market is bullish and there's a lot of upside potential. And so this could be one of the final bottoms before the beginning of the precious metal bull market. So look for these levels. I think it could be a good opportunity, and I think it's going to coincide with the top of the equities market, like I mentioned for gold. So let me know what you guys think. I know this is, there's a lot of things going on in these markets, but you try and look at them all cohesively together. So some markets are inversely correlated, and we can kind of see that in the charts. So we just have to take what we see. We look at the news just as additional information, but guys, like I mentioned before, the closest thing to reality is the charts and the current price. And so we need to take that into consideration and know that we can get a step ahead of the markets if we use correct technical analysis. So I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Let me know what you think about all the pairs. What are you guys looking to trade this year? What are your concerns about the markets? I want to know. And I just want to say again, guys, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me and my family. And until next month, peace.